This is my impression of Dominic Toretto from Fast and Furious when he goes to the grocery store and there's none of the mayo that he likes left. Oh man, I had to do that for the family. I was trying to get that mayo for the family. You know, I was trying to get that mayo for the family. Yeah, for all about the family. And now they don't have any mayo for the family. Oh, man. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Gardner vs. the World. I am your host, Broc Gardner. This show is not sponsored, so you can support us for free by subscribing, liking, commenting, or leaving a 5-star review. Thanks so much for listening, and enjoy the show. Yo, welcome to the pod, bruh. Welcome to the podcast. I'm back, dude, and I'm hyped, bro. I'm all hyped. Thanks for joining the fam. Thanks for joining the clan. Not the clan. Not the clan. Don't call it the clan. Uh-oh, already off to a rocky start. We're not called the clan. The fan base is not called the clan. We're called the KBG. Because it's my initials. And it's, you know, less bad than the clan. KBG. Isn't that funny? Okay, we're off to a terrible start. Welcome to the podcast. Thank you for being here. I'm just chilling, bro. I'm just trying to figure out life. You know what I'm saying? I've been looking at houses, dude, and it's so difficult to find homes. Isn't that weird? Isn't it weird that it's hard to find a place to live? You'd think that'd be pretty simple. It's like, I want to live there. Let's go. No, it's not, because there's like too many people. Too many people, and too many people needs places to live, man, which is odd. And a lot of them, you know, in California, revert to tents. But I can't do that because I have to do a studio somewhere. Otherwise, I just sleep in my car. So I'm going to college pretty soon, here in a couple months, and I'm looking for places to live, man. And they're all full. And it's May now, but it wasn't when I was looking. They were all full, dude. Everybody I talked to was like, yo, you got to start looking for places to live at around, you know, July and August, because that's when people start selling their leases. Hey, I will never take your advice again, dude. Telling me to wait, and now I don't have a place to live. But so I've been on the prowl, bro, and it's so odd. Looking for houses is weird. For the first time, like a lot of you may be experiencing this, looking for houses for the first time on your own in the big world. Can you believe I'm gonna be an adult? I'm gonna be doing adult stuff. I'm gonna have to file my own taxes. What? I'm gonna have to pay like for things? What? Says who? I don't know how to write a check. Do I ever need to know how to write a check? Absolutely not. Do people keep telling me, hey, maybe you should figure out how to do a signature because you have to write it on checks? And I'd be like, a check? What's a check? And they put their hand in their palm like this. They put their palm in their face like this. Oh my gosh. That's one of the things I never learned was how to write in cursive and how to do a signature. For some reason, I got to high school and everybody had a signature and I didn't. How does that work? Why don't they teach you how to do that in school if it's such an important thing? I got to like junior high. I'm looking around, everybody's signing stuff. And I'm over here, I'm scribbling. Bro, I'm going to show you. I can't show you. I was going to show you my driver's license, but I don't want it. That might give some sensitive information. But it's like a kindergartner scrawled. It's like in print, but it's not even as good as print. I literally just wrote Kendall Gardner on the thing. And the lady was like, are you sure you don't want to redo that? And I was like, no. She's like, you sure you don't want to redo that? I'm like, no, ma'am. I scrawled Kendall Gardner. And apparently she didn't like it, dude. The person that has the best signature, I'll tell you what, is my boy Brecken, dude. That guy has the best signature I've ever seen. It's beautiful. Every time he does it, it's like somebody's painting effing mosaic. What's that chick's name? Mona Lisa. Every time he writes it, it's like somebody's writing the Mona Lisa. And I'm just like, wow, dude, that is beautiful. But I never got a signature. And I don't understand how signatures work. How do you write it the same every time? How do you do that? That makes no sense. How do you write the same word the exact same every time? How do you remember all the maneuvers you do? Seriously, man.
Makes no sense to me. And yeah, so I never learned cursive. I don't know how to do cursive. I can do a lowercase L because it's like this. So my name, that's actually like a B. So B-R-O-C. I can do a C and an O pretty well. My two best cursive letters are C and O, for sure. So any letters that only consist of those two letters, I can spell that word phenomenally in cursive. But dude, cursive, it pisses me off so badly. People talk about how important cursive is when it's really not important at all. Am I wrong? Name one time where cursive was important or crucial to helping you achieve the next step in your life. No. But if you talk to any old person, they say, cursive's important. They're not teaching these kids cursive no more. They're not teaching these kids cursive no more. What are we going to do? They don't know how to write a check. Yeah, we use a debit card. And we use our phone. I do this. Dun-dun, ba-da-dun. Dun-dun, ba-da-dun. That's what I do. And I don't have to write anything, dude. So why would I take the time? Oh, let me pull out my readers. Let me pull out my readers and my checkbook and take out this pen and give it a click and write on all this information out. Write the numbers out in letters. What? Write the numbers out in letters? Why do we have numbers if we're just going to write them in letters? Just be letters. Checks and signatures and also cursive, pointless. Dude, in my financial lit class, can I just be honest? You learned some good stuff, okay? But Dave Ramsey is like the center of the class, and I just don't like the guy. I just don't love him. Is that okay? I feel like that's banished. Like you get destroyed if you don't like Dave Ramsey because he helps people with their financials. Dude, if you're in debt, yeah, maybe he gives some good advice. I'm chilling. I paid cash for my car. I got a scholarship. I'm chilling. I don't need you preaching to me about not to get a credit card. I understand. I get it, man. I get it. And the other thing, too, I don't know how he's so successful because he's such a dick to his clients. Why is this not tightened? Where's my producer? Good night. Running the show like a hen. I'm like a hen in a house. Like a hen in a hen house or something. What was that? Yeah, so he's a jerk. Like if you watch his show, people will call in and be like, Dave, so I just signed on to a 30-year loan for my home at 6% interest. And he's like, you did what? You dunce, you stupid dunce, you deserve to die. Go throw yourself into a traffic jam, buddy boy. You're so stupid and worthless. You will never, like it. I feel like he just goes off, dude. Like people just ask simple questions. He's like, you moron. Are you the dumbest person I've ever... You took out a loan to buy a home? I paid $3 million cash for my home. You want to know why? I invested in mutual funds. And I gained $3 million. I lived in a box. I lived like myself, so no one else could live like me later, whatever he says. I lived in a box for over 30 years so that I could save up enough money to purchase a $3 million home in Texas for cash, and I do not have any debt. And you're out here, you took out a 15-year loan at 6% interest. You ought to be banished to hell. If you do not live in a cardboard box and drive a Pinto around that cost you 50 cents and a paperclip that you found on your way to the dealership, then you will never be successful. Millionaires will tell you this all the time. They'll tell you this all the time. In order to be successful, you have to waste your whole life being poor and not having fun so that when you're 60 and about to die, you can have a little bit of money. That's kind of how I see Dave Ramsey. And obviously he has some good ideas, and I do like some of the stuff he says, and sometimes he makes me laugh. But for the most part, he's unfunny. I feel like Dave's like a failed stand-up comedian. Do you guys get that vibe? Do you guys get the vibe from Dave that he's a failed stand-up? He's on stage at like his Christian university, whatever it is, debt-free university or whatever. His fake school. That's a Ponzi scheme. He's out there on stage cracking jokes. I'm like, hey, get to the point. Get to the point. I'm not here to listen to the funny man. I didn't pay for a clown. I paid for a guy to teach me how to get out of debt. I'm a gambling shark, bro. I got in deep with the sharks, and I need somebody to get out of debt. I don't need to hear you tell jokes. Good night. But anyways, man. Yeah, I feel like a lot of his stuff is like you need to not enjoy right now. That's what like a lot of our society thinks is like you need to save for retirement. Make sure that your life is good for retirement. Make sure everything's good for retirement. What? Dude, what? Why? You'd rather slave your life away. Your good years, too. It's not like you're going to be chilling in your 60s, just like fit as a fiddle, ready to go climb Mount Everest. Like you're wasting your good years so that you have money in your old years. What? That makes no sense. Make the old people work. Let the young people be freer. Let's say you don't have to work until you're 30, but then you work until you're dead. I say that's cool. I say that's the new system. You have a retirement before you start working. A pre-retirement. Because who wants to be rolling in cash when you're 75? What? For what, dude? For what? You buy prunes at the store. That costs you like $3.50. What? My least favorite thing, speaking of which, is old people that drive around Lamborghinis. Who are you, dude? Who are you? Or like, just fancy sports cars like that. Oh, I've always had a dream of buying a sports car when I was a young lad. And now it's 80 years later. I'm on my deathbed, but I got the car. He's gonna die in the car. Doesn't sound cool. Save that money, because you're gonna have to buy a coffin soon, buddy. You're gonna have to save for a funeral soon, pal. I'd get a little hold on that money, boy. Anyways, that was 13 minutes of absolute nonsense. Let's get into the thing. So I've been looking for houses, which is where we started. So I applied to this one student housing, and they charged me $50 to apply. What the freak, dude? Who came up with what is an application fee for? I'm sure there's a use for it somewhere, but it's like, I don't want to pay $50 to apply. I want to apply and then pay you rent when you accept me, you know? And so I pay the $50 application fee for this house. And I do the application, everything. It takes me like freaking 30 minutes too. Oh my gosh. Takes me like 30 minutes. Dude, I'm such a like if something takes me more than like 30 seconds, I just don't want to do it. I'll look at TikTok for an hour and a half. I'll watch TV for like 3 hours. But if something like really important is going to take me more than 47 and a half seconds, I'm completely clocked out. But anyways, so I applied. It took me a long time. Paid the $50. And then a couple days later, so I'm waiting to hear if I got into the apartment complex, right? The off-student housing, off-campus student housing. And they text me, and it's like this automated text message, right? You know those with the green bubble. And it's like, hello, Broc. Unfortunately, we are too full at this time to blah, 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 blah. So we are not accepting any new tenants. But we will definitely put you on the wait list, blah, 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 blah. Like all this, like it's just a robot texting me. And I was like, I don't want to be put on a wait list. It just pissed me off, dude. Like if they were full, then don't let people pay $50 to apply, dude. It's such a scam. And then if you tell them that, they'll be like, oh, but we're putting you on the wait list. Dude, suck an egg. Seriously. Like, that's so annoying. If you know you don't have room, if you don't have room, and you know you don't have room, don't let people pay to apply. Because they're not going to get a room. So they're just wasting $50. What? So that automated text comes through, sends it to me. I'm pissed. I'm fired up. So I text it back. I'm like, I bet. Can I get my 50 back then? I said it just like that. Sent that exact text. I bet. Can I get my 50 back then? Just like, I'm just pissed. I'm just trying to take my anger out on the robot, you know? So I text it back. And then a couple hours later, I'm just chilling playing b-ball. And all of a sudden I get a text from that number and it says, I refunded it. Boom! Biggest W of 2021 so far, dude. Are you joking? Are you kidding me? I texted the robot and it refunded me because I texted it in slang terms. It wasn't even a polite text. I didn't even say dollars. I said 50. That could have been 50 anything. And they just refunded it. And I was like, thanks, G. I sent that. Thanks, G. And that was the last thing. And then $50 dropped in my account this morning, dude. And I've never been happier than that moment in my life. That was so dope. Robots, dude, say what you will, but those things will come in clutch when you need it. How many people would have gotten scammed, man? That's a lesson to you guys, actually. That is a lesson to you guys. Don't take the bullshit, bro. Don't take the crap. If you spend $50 to get into an apartment and they say we're full, and you're like, wait, but I applied, but you didn't say you were full before I applied and I still paid $50, and they're like, sorry, but we're full, you don't have to take it. You don't have to take it, man. You do this. You say, I bet. Can I get my 50 back then? People don't do this enough, man. People don't take chances. People don't take enough risks, bro. Take the chance. Email them, text them, ask them for a refund. Be the annoying person. If you want money back, you know. If you're rich, I guess that doesn't matter, but like if you're trying to, you know, $50 is kind of a lot, dude. You know how much food I could purchase for that? And so I got it back, man, and that was sick. And I was hyped about that. But yeah, dude, I'm just kind of chilling. We're waiting until graduation. Graduation is in approximately 2.5 weeks. And then I'll be out of high school. It's weird, bro. It's weird stuff. More weird stuff. I turned 18 years old on Saturday, a few days ago. And I'm just going to drop some of my thoughts on that, bro. Drop some of my thoughts on that. Drop some of my knowledge. I feel the exact same. As I did before. Nah, I'm kidding. Most of the time people say they feel the exact same, but I actually do feel a little different. Like I feel like, you know, if that makes any sense. Like obviously I'm the exact same, but in my head it's like I feel like I need to be a little more responsible, you know? Be a little more independent, a little more responsible, because I'm going to be doing stuff on my own now, by myself. So you got to be a little independent. Such as the British colonies were in 1775, and they made a whole day about it. That's what I'm doing. But yeah, dude, it's weird. Like the people... Like, I'm older than Zach and Cody. Yeah, that's the best way I could put it. I'm older than Zach and Cody. Maybe not on Sweet Life of on deck, but Sweet Life of Zach and Cody, I'm older than them. And when I was a young child, I was like, man, they're so old. They're 13. That's like old as freak. And now I'm 18. What, dude? How does that work? How does that work that I'm older than Zach and Cody now? Pretty soon I'm going to be older than Mr. Mosby. I'm going to be older than Darwin. I'm going to be older than Kim. I'm going to be older than the guy that looks like John Stamos but actually isn't. And it's just odd. to think about. But it's fine. Thank you guys for the birthday wishes. If you wished me happy birthday. If you didn't, go to hell. I'm kidding. I don't care about that. That's a lie. Let's just keep switching back and forth, dude. Everybody cares. That's when you get older, that's the one thing you look forward to on your birthday. It's not presents. It's not gifts. What, are you excited for a new t-shirt? Oh, are you excited for new socks? Oh, that's so cool. No, dude. You're stoked for people texting you happy birthday because that makes you feel good. It's like, oh, they're thinking about me. That makes me feel good. And I know lots of people pretend like they don't enjoy it, but they do. Why? Just release the emotions, you know? Just let it flow, dude. Just say what you're feeling, man. If you like when people wish you happy birthday, just say you like when people wish you happy birthday. You know what I'm saying? It's not a crime to enjoy that side of life. Come on. Let's all just have one big party. But yeah, dude, birthdays, I don't know. I worked a 10-hour shift on my birthday, 10-hour straight shift. It was awesome. Best birthday ever. I could complain about that all day, but I wouldn't be doing anything else on my birthday. I'd just be chilling. You know, so it's whatever. But yeah, I'm going to a concert, Hive Festival. Me and my boy Braden. Best friend / brother. We're going to the Hive Music Festival in Salt Lake. So if you're going to that, text me, bro. Let me know. Pull up. We'll hang. Posty Malone will be attending. Ski Mask will be attending. Da Baby will be attending. It's a pretty solid lineup, man. Especially for Utah Festival. It's like their first year, too. But that means nothing. So over the past week, we've been watching the Fast and Furious movies. And by we, I mean me and the boys have been watching the Fast and Furious movies, dude. Oh my gosh. There is no better franchise than that. There isn't. I'd say the original 3 Star Wars are pretty dope. And the original 3 Indiana Jones, pretty dope. But dude, Fast and Furious are the best movies ever. I watched the 8th one when it came out in the theater, whenever that was, like 2018, I think. When that happened, I watched Fast 8, and I loved it, dude. But I'd never seen any of the other ones. I've only seen Fast 8, and so I watched it in the theaters. I was so sick. And so then I go and watch the other ones, and I fell asleep. What? How did I fall asleep? I watched the 7th one, I fell asleep. And here's my theory. So then we're like, yo, the new Fast and Furious is coming out. Let's watch all the old ones together. And so we start from Fast and Furious, The Fast and The Furious, the first one, made in like 2001. So dope, dude. That is such a good movie. If you're just chilling, like if you're just looking for a good movie to watch with the boys, or like a good party movie, The Fast and the Furious is one of the best ones you could do, dude. That movie's awesome. There's dope cars, there's hot chicks, there's hot guys, there's everything, dude. Action, romance, drama, death, betrayal, police, open up. Oh, I love you. Oh, man, it's me, Dom. Dude, there's Dom. So that's just like kind of a nice, even if you don't plan on watching the whole rest of them, you could watch that and it's just tight. And you got to watch it with the boys, though, is my point that I'm making. You got to watch it with homies. You can't watch it by yourself. If I watched it by myself, I wouldn't have finished it. They're definitely a party movie. And by the way, these movies are not good. Let's make this distinction. They're the best, but they're not good. What do I mean by that? I mean, your boy here is kind of a movie snob critic guy. I love film. I've always been fascinated by filmmaking. And so I grew up watching and learning and studying how to make a good movie and what makes a good movie. And I grew up watching like weird different movies. So now I just have this weird taste, and I don't know, it came from a bunch of factors. But so by those standards, Fast and Furious is not a good movie. But by purely just enjoyment standards, I love them, dude. They are awesome. So that's the first one, dude. I'm just going to go off on Fast and Furious, dude. And if you enjoyed the first 20 minutes of this podcast, great, thanks. And if you don't want to listen to me talk about Fast and Furious, then please leave, because that's what this podcast is the rest of the time. And by the podcast, I don't just mean this episode, bro. I mean the whole show. All right, man. So I fixed that. So yeah, I'm just going to be talking about Fast and Furious for a while. So the first one, dude, we got Brian, bro. Paul Walker. He's a stud, bro. And I never watched a Paul Walker movie until this one. The man's a legend, dude. And I wish I would have liked these movies before he died. But, you know, we live and we learn. So we got Brian, dude, and he's this undercover cop. And it doesn't even say that until about 40 minutes into the movie, I feel like. And he just gets into this underground freaking street racing world, dude. And he meets Dom and the gang. And they're just going at it, dude. And he's trying to investigate these guys that are hijacking these trucks and stealing all this stuff. Like millions of dollars worth of electronics. And so my boy Brian's going, dude. And he's infiltrating the gang, dude. But then he falls in love with Dom's sister, Mia, dude. And that's when things get a little fishy, because then he's involved, man. And he doesn't want to leave the group, and he doesn't want to blame them for anything. Also, if you haven't seen these and you don't want to be spoiled, I'm a spoiler shiz out of this, dude. So he falls in love with Mia. He doesn't want to rat out the gang. So he's trying to like find who's doing it, but he doesn't want it to be his gang, you know, that's stealing the stuff. So he thinks it's these Chinese guys, but they realize that was all a sham, which that's the dumbest thing I've ever seen, by the way. They had the stuff that they were stealing in boxes in their garage, and they were investigating. And so he tells the guys, and then the FBI raids the Chinese guy's place, and they come to the conclusion that those were purchased legally. What? Why do you have that stuff? That's the exact stuff that was stolen. Why is it just chilling in your garage in mass amounts? It was like a Vizio TV, like DVD player. What? Why do you have infinity of those in your garage? What? That makes no sense. But anyways, that's what happened. So then we realized that, spoiler alert, Dom and the gang were indeed the ones who were stealing the stuff out of the trucks and hijacking the trucks. And so now he's got to arrest Dom, but all this stuff happens and just crazy stuff goes on, dude. He ends up letting Dom go, and he's banned from the force. So now we move on to the second one, dude. Too Fast, Too Furious. Oh my goodness, this one was a ride. We start, and we're in Miami now. We were in LA, now we're in Miami. And Brian is just this badass street racer, dude. He's just a crazy street racer now. And he's just going off, dude. He's got like a bunch of homies, all the hookups, and he's winning races. Jumps this bridge, dude. Wins the race. We meet all these new characters like Ludacris. This Asian girl named Suki who's pretty hot. And then some other people I forgot. And then he gets recruited by the FBI because he gets caught in the start. And so he gets recruited by the FBI again to go infiltrate this other guy. And so he recruits his boy from Barstow, which is the worst city ever. Barstow, California is the worst city of all time. He recruits his boy, Roman, from Barstow. And they go in and they do this dope stuff, and they start working for this kingpin undercover, right? And so then they're going. There's one part where the kingpin like is with this dirty cop, and the cop's pissing him off, and so he puts a rat on his chest and puts the bowl on top of the rat, and then starts heating it up so the rat will claw into his chest if he doesn't start talking. It was one of the most terrifying things I've ever seen in my life. My stomach went like this. I was like, oh no. So yeah, they infiltrated this thing, and then I can't even remember what happened. They got this money for the guy, and then they were driving. I think they pulled a heist or something, and they were driving with these. They were both driving separately with money. Some stuff happens, but dude, so this is when. So the first Fast and Furious, the first couple of them are pretty normal, like average movies, and they're like semi-serious and like trying to be cool and like edgy and kind of dark and gritty, and kind of trying to be realistic, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But so in the second one, he jumps the boat, he jumps the car, and it goes over the ocean and it crashes into a boat. And then he kills the guy on the boat, the kingpin. And that was the most insane thing I've ever seen. Until you watch Fast and Furious, which is so the Tokyo Drift is actually the third one. But then we skipped that one because it's lame, I hear. So then the fourth one is Fast and Furious. So that's confusing. There's the Fast and the Furious, then Too Fast, Too Furious, then Tokyo Drift, then Fast and Furious. Ampersand, Furious. And so that one is kind of blurry for me. Dom comes back, and then him and Brian kind of work for this guy. Basically, it's just about people working for kingpins and then killing them in the end. So they do that. And then Gal Gadot's in that, and she's fine. She's just fine. And so then we move over to Fast 5, dude. And this is where stuff gets just insane, dude. So the first 3 we watched are good. They're good, okay? They're good. They're all right. But Fast 5, when you get to Fast 5, what is even happening? Basically, with Fast 5, they're hiding out in... Where are they hiding out? It's in, like, Brazil. They're hiding out in Brazil. The whole gang's going to Brazil. Because they busted Dom out of prison. So they're going to Brazil now. Just doing a bunch of stuff down there. And the FBI hires Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson to find Dom. So this is the thought process in that studio, dude. They're like, Dom is too overpowered, bro. Dominic Toretto is too overpowered. Vin Diesel is too bad. Who is the one person that could potentially beat him up in the world? It's between Andre the Giant, Barack Obama, and Dwayne Johnson. Those are the 3 people that can beat him up. And so they hired Dwayne Johnson to be kind of like the antagonist, the FBI guy trying to get him. And so, dude, the whole time we're just waiting for freaking Dwayne Johnson and Diesel to fight, dude, to go at it. So yeah, basically Dwayne Johnson's guys come to this place, to Brazil, to find them. But then Dom's gang is like, Dom's kind of pissed off because, I don't know, I don't remember. But the first scene, they're stealing these cars off of a train. And so they cut a hole in the train. The train's moving, and they're going along parallel with the train. They cut a hole in the train. They have this contraption that like pulls cars out, and then they just leave them on the road, and they drift them around. So then Dom comes, but then Brian gets into some trouble, crashes the thing into the train. Brian's on the edge, dude. The bridge is coming. The bridge is coming, dude. Brian's on the edge of the train trying to hold on. The bridge is coming. It's going to kill him, dude. It's going to knock him off. And so Dom goes in. Brian jumps in. Jumps on the car. Oh, what are we going to do? We're too close to the bridge. What do you think they do? They either A, e-brake, drift, and avoid the water. B, make a complete stop right against the edge of the cliff. Or C, they just drive off the cliff. What do you think the possible outcome would be? Did you think B? They just somehow skid to the edge? No, you thought wrong. Do you think A, when they e-brake and avoid it? Wrong. It's C, dude. They fly off of the freaking cliff. And I don't even know, dude. It's like 600 feet in the air, and they just jump out of the car, and they just hit the water and somehow survive. The most insane thing I've ever seen in my life, I think, until the end of the movie. So then this guy pisses him off. This kingpin pisses him off. And they're like, we got to get revenge. Dom's like, we got to get revenge on this guy. We're going to steal all his money. So they come up with this whole heist. This is kind of a heist movie. They come up with this whole heist. Here's where stuff gets insane. So the guy's storing his money in this huge bank vault. Like, I'm not talking about like a vault. Like a room of a vault. Like an entire room with steel doors. And so what they do is they take the Humvee and crash it into the side of the building. Come out. Dom and Brian are in these 2 cars. They hook cables to the thing, to the vault on these 2 cars, and they pull it out of the wall with the cars. No possible way, but it was the sickest thing I've ever seen in my life. No literal possible way would that ever happen, but it was the dopest thing ever. They pulled it out. Not only did they pull it out of the wall, they dragged the safe room. I would say it's a solid, let's just go 10 by 10 vault. 10 feet by 10 feet by like 10 feet vault. And they're dragging it, and it's just steel. And they're dragging it around the city while they're being chased by the police. And they whip it around, crash it into buildings. They crashed it into a whole building. It rolled, and they still were just good. Like, the cars were like the strongest cars I've ever seen in my life. So that's crazy. You think that's crazy until he lets Brian go. They get to the end point, and they're like, Brian, you gotta go. I'll do this for the family. You gotta go. Brian unhooks, drives away. Dom turns up the nos, dude. That's when you know things are gonna get real. Dom turns up the nos. So much torque that his car is on his back wheels, and he pulls the vault by himself. I said that correctly. He pulls the vault by himself on 2 wheels because he turned up the nos, and he's whipping it around into a bunch of cars just like they did, and then boom, they kill the guy or whatever, and then they somehow get away with the money. I can't remember how they do it. But that was the last one we watched, and it was the most insane thing I've ever watched. If you guys are into stuff like that, if you're into action movies that are just ridiculous, Fast and the Furious are the best ones. Fast and the Furious and Mission Impossible are my 2 favorite ones like that are just ridiculous. They're so fun to watch, especially with the homies. If you're ever looking for like a party movie, you know. Anyways, dude, I got to go to the bathroom so bad, so I'm going to wrap this up. Thank you guys for listening. You guys are the best. I love you so much. Please leave a like and a comment and subscribe. Drop your favorite Fast and Furious moment or whatever, you know. If you like Fast and Furious, like this video because it's a Fast and Furious podcast officially. And we'll see you next week. Thanks, guys. Peace out.